Imagine waking up one morning and noticing that your hands feel a little slower, your steps feel a little shorter, and your balance doesn't feel quite the same. Not painful, not dramatic, just different. Most people ignore these early changes. But for many seniors, these tiny signals are the first whispers of a silent condition that often goes unnoticed until it becomes too loud to ignore. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on a disease that affects millions of older adults worldwide, not to scare you, but to empower you. Because the more you understand what's happening inside your brain, the more control you have over protecting it. Welcome to Health Tips and Advice for Seniors. If you're new here, this is a channel where we break down complex health issues in simple, senior-friendly language, so you can stay informed, stay strong, and stay independent. I'm glad you're here, because today's topic might be one of the most important videos you watch about your long-term health. Let's begin. Parkinson's disease is often misunderstood. Some people think it's just shaking hands, but it's much more than that. At its core, Parkinson's is a brain disorder that slowly affects movement, balance, and coordination. It develops gradually. And because the early signs are so subtle, many seniors don't realize anything is wrong until the symptoms become noticeable. Inside your brain, there's a section called the substantia nigra. This is the area responsible for producing dopamine. Dopamine is not just a chemical. It is a messenger that helps your brain tell your muscles how to move smoothly. When dopamine levels drop, the communication between your brain and body becomes weaker. Movements become slower, balance becomes unstable, and simple tasks start requiring more effort. This is why seniors with Parkinson's may walk with short steps, feel stiff, struggle to turn around quickly, or notice that their arms don't swing naturally when they walk. But here's the real question most seniors ask. Why does this happen? What truly causes Parkinson's disease, especially in older adults? The first and most important reason is the loss of dopamine-producing cells. As we age, the number of these brain cells begins to decline naturally, even in healthy individuals. But in Parkinson's, this loss happens much faster. Scientists still don't know exactly why these cells begin to die off in some people more rapidly than others. But what we do know is that once dopamine drops too low, the symptoms begin. And unfortunately, the body cannot recreate these brain cells on its own. The second major cause is aging itself. The older the brain becomes, the more wear and tear it experiences. Nerves lose their strength. Communication between cells becomes slower, and the brain becomes more vulnerable to damage. By the time most seniors reach their late 60s or 70s, their nervous system isn't as resilient as it once was. This is why Parkinson's is far more common in seniors than in younger adults. The aging brain simply can't repair itself the way it used to. Genetics also play a role, but in a different way than many people think. Having a family member with Parkinson's doesn't automatically mean you'll get it. In fact, only a small percentage of Parkinson's cases are directly linked to genetics. But what genetics can do is increase your sensitivity to certain triggers. Think of it like having a weak spot in the system. If you're genetically predisposed, your brain may be more vulnerable to environmental toxins, stress, or certain lifestyle factors. Speaking of toxins, environmental exposure is one of the most underestimated causes of Parkinson's disease. Years of contact with pesticides, herbicide, industrial chemicals, or even heavy metals can damage brain cells over time. Many seniors today grew up in farming communities, lived near factories, or worked in environments where chemical protection wasn't priority. Those exposures, even from decades ago, can slowly build up inside the body and eventually affect the brain. Research has repeatedly shown a strong connection between pesticide exposure and Parkinson's, making this one of the clearest environmental risk factors. Another major cause is inflammation and oxidative stress. Think of oxidative stress as the rusting process inside your body. Over time, poor diet, lack of sleep, chronic stress, and even unmanaged health conditions cause inflammation that slowly damages cells, including the delicate dopamine-producing cells in the brain. When inflammation becomes chronic, it accelerates the death of these cells and contributes to progression of Parkinson's disease. This means lifestyle choices, even small ones, can make a difference in how vulnerable you are. Head injuries are another important factor. Seniors who have had serious falls, car accidents, or concussions in their earlier years may be at higher risk. A single strong impact to the head can change how the brain functions permanently. Repeated injuries, even mild ones, increase that risk even more. This is why athletes like boxers and football players sometimes develop Parkinson's-like symptoms later in life. Now, let's talk about why seniors specifically are more vulnerable to Parkinson's. First, seniors experience natural changes in the brain that younger adults don't. The brain shrinks slightly with age, blood flow decreases, and neurons lose their ability to repair themselves efficiently. Second, seniors are more likely to have a combination of risk factors: exposure to toxins over a lifetime, long-term inflammation from chronic conditions like diabetes or high blood pressure, or silent mini-strokes that weaken brain function. Third, the immune system becomes less efficient with age. This means the body is slower at clearing out damaged cells, toxins, and inflammation, all of which play a role in Parkinson's. All these factors combine to make seniors more susceptible. But here's the hopeful part. Even though Parkinson's can't be cured, research shows that early awareness and early action can slow down its progression significantly. Understanding what causes it is the first step. Recognizing the early signs is the second step. And making brain-protecting lifestyle changes is the third step, which we will talk about shortly in the next part of the script. For now, what you need to know is this. Parkinson's disease may be complicated, but you are not powerless against it. Knowledge is your best weapon. Awareness is your early defense. And taking care of your brain through food, exercise, sleep, and daily habits is something you can start today. One of the biggest challenges with Parkinson's is that the early signs don't rush in like a storm. They arrive quietly, almost politely, as if they don't want to disturb you. And because these signs can be subtle, many seniors mistake them for just getting older. But paying attention early can make a world of difference. So let's break down the early warning signs every senior should know. The first and most recognized early sign is tremors. This is usually a slight shaking in the hands, fingers, or even the chin. What makes Parkinson's tremors different is that they often happen when the body is at rest. For example, your hand might shake when it's sitting on your lap, but stop when you use it. It's not the kind of shaking you get from stress or feeling cold. It's a slow, rhythmic movement that becomes more noticeable over time. If you or someone you know notices a resting tremor that keeps coming back, it's worth paying attention to. The second early sign is slow movement, known medically as bradykinesia. Seniors often describe it as feeling stuck or moving through mud. Simple tasks like buttoning a shirt, standing up from a chair, or starting to walk take more effort than they used to. You may notice your steps getting shorter or your walking becoming slower without meaning to. It's not about being tired. It's about the body reacting slowly, as if the brain is sending the signal too late. Next is balance problems. Parkinson's affects the part of the brain that controls posture and coordination, so seniors may notice that they wobble a bit when turning, feel unsteady when standing still, or stumble more easily. This isn't the normal kind of balance change that comes with aging. It's a very specific, almost off-center feeling. Some seniors describe it as losing confidence in their feet. Stiff muscles are another early sign. This stiffness doesn't feel like the soreness you get after exercise. Instead, the muscles feel tight, heavy, or resistant, especially in the arms, legs, and neck. Some seniors even think it's arthritis at first. But unlike arthritis, this stiffness doesn't always cause pain. It just makes movement feel restricted, like the body has forgotten how to relax. Changes in handwriting are surprisingly common, and one of the earliest signs many doctors ask about. The handwriting usually becomes smaller, tighter, and harder to read. A person who once wrote bold, clear letters may notice that their words shrink and crowd together. This happens because the brain is struggling to control fine motor movements. Sleep disturbances are also an early sign of Parkinson's. Seniors may experience vivid dreams, sudden jerking movements during sleep, talking or shouting in their sleep, or waking up frequently. Some even act out their dreams physically, something called REM sleep behavior disorder. This can start years before other symptoms appear, making it a very important early clue. Finally, changes in voice or facial expression are common. The voice may become softer, lower, or more monotone without the person realizing it. Others may notice that your face appears less expressive. Not because you feel sad or tired, but because Parkinson's makes facial muscles harder to control. Family members may say, "You don't look like yourself," or "You sound different lately." Now that we've covered the warning signs, let's talk about something even more important. How seniors can slow down Parkinson's disease naturally. This is where hope enters the picture, because while we can't reverse the disease, we can slow down how fast it progresses. One of the most powerful tools is exercise. Not just any exercise, but specific movements that protect the brain and strengthen the body. Activities like brisk walking, cycling, tai chi, swimming, and dancing have been shown to slow Parkinson's progression by improving balance, flexibility, and coordination. Even simple exercises like leg lifts, shoulder rolls, and daily stretching help keep the muscles loose and responsive. For the brain, coordinated movements, like dancing or boxing-style workouts, stimulate dopamine and keep the brain active. Next are brain-protecting foods. These include antioxidant-rich foods like blueberries, leafy greens, nuts, seeds, olive oil, turmeric, and beans. Foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, like salmon and sardines, help reduce inflammation. Fresh fruits and vegetables protect cells from oxidative stress, which is one of the hidden drivers of Parkinson's progression. A Mediterranean-style diet is particularly beneficial for seniors with Parkinson's, focusing on whole foods instead of processed ones. Certain supplements may also help, though seniors should always consult their doctor first. Coenzyme Q10, vitamin D, omega-3s, and turmeric curcumin are often recommended because they reduce inflammation and support brain health. Magnesium and vitamin B12 may help with nerve function. Again, these are not cures, but they support the brain and slow cellular damage. Healthy lifestyle habits play a huge role too. Good sleep, stress management, staying hydrated, and keeping the mind active through reading, puzzles, or social activities all improve brain function. Seniors who stay mentally and socially engaged tend to progress more slowly than those who become isolated or inactive. Activities that stimulate dopamine are also helpful. Listening to music, spending time with loved ones, engaging in hobbies, laughing often. These raise dopamine naturally. Even sunlight exposure helps boost the brain's dopamine production. Avoiding triggers is equally important. Exposure to pesticides, heavy smoking, long-term stress, and poor diet accelerate brain aging. Seniors should also avoid long periods of sitting, excessive alcohol, and unnecessary medications that affect the nervous system. Now, let's talk about medical treatments that slow progression. The most common treatment is medication, especially levodopa, which helps restore dopamine levels and improve movement. Other medications help the brain use dopamine more efficiently or slow its breakdown. These medications do not cure Parkinson's, but they significantly improve quality of life. Therapies also play a huge role. Physical therapy improves strength and mobility. Occupational therapy helps seniors adapt their daily routines to stay independent. Speech therapy strengthens the voice and improves swallowing difficulties. These therapies help maintain function and slow decline. For seniors with more advanced symptoms, deep brain stimulation may be recommended. This is a surgical procedure where a small device sends signals to specific brain areas to reduce tremors and improve movement. It doesn't stop the disease, but it helps manage symptoms dramatically for some people. Finally, regular checkups with a neurologist are essential. Parkinson's changes over time, so medications and treatments often need adjustments. Early and consistent medical care helps catch progression early and ensures seniors stay ahead of the disease. Living with Parkinson's may require adjustments, but it does not mean losing your independence. With the right daily strategies, seniors can stay safe, confident, and active. One of the first things to focus on is home safety. A home that was once easy to navigate can become challenging as balance and movement change. Simple modifications can make a big difference. Removing loose rugs, securing electrical cords, improving lighting in hallways, and installing grab bars in the bathroom can reduce risk immediately. Keeping frequently used items within easy reach also prevents unnecessary stretching or bending. Seniors should avoid cluttered walkways and consider using non-slip mats in the bathroom and kitchen. Even wearing shoes with good grip inside the house can prevent slips. Preventing falls is a major priority. Seniors with Parkinson's often experience sudden freezing while walking, where the feet suddenly stop even though the mind wants to move. Practicing techniques like marching in place before walking, taking wider steps, and using visual cues like stepping over imaginary lines on the floor can help. Balance exercises such as standing on one foot while holding onto support or doing gentle Tai Chi strengthen the body and reduce fall risk. Using assistive devices like canes or walkers is not a sign of weakness. It's a tool for confidence and safety. Seniors should also take their time when standing up from a chair or getting out of bed to avoid dizziness. Making daily tasks easier is also an important part of living well with Parkinson's. Simple tools such as easy grip utensils, slip-on shoes, button-free clothing, and lightweight cookware reduce the demands on the hands and arms. Breaking tasks into smaller steps helps conserve energy. For example, instead of trying to clean the entire kitchen at once, focus on one section at a time. Sitting down while folding laundry, preparing vegetables, or brushing your teeth can reduce fatigue. Placing chairs in strategic spots around the home creates resting points throughout the day. Emotional and mental wellness cannot be overlooked. Parkinson's doesn't just affect the body. It affects mood, confidence, and motivation. Many seniors feel frustrated when tasks take longer or movements don't cooperate. That's completely understandable. But staying emotionally healthy is just as important as managing physical symptoms. Connecting with family, joining support groups, practicing meditation, or simply talking openly about how you feel can lift emotional weight. Mind-stimulating activities like reading, writing, puzzles, or learning new skills keep the brain active and resilient. Staying socially connected, even through phone calls or community groups, has been shown to slow cognitive decline and improve overall well-being. And now, as we wrap up this video, here's the final message. If you or a loved one is dealing with Parkinson's disease, remember this. You are not defined by your diagnosis. You are stronger than you think, and your ability to adapt is greater than you realize. Early awareness, healthy daily habits, and the right medical support can make a remarkable difference in your life. You deserve to feel informed, empowered, and supported. If you found this video helpful, please take a moment to subscribe to Health Tips and Advice for Seniors. Your support helps this channel continue to bring simple, clear, and life-changing information to seniors all over the world. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and share it with someone who might need it today. Stay strong, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video.